Magnetic Wealth Audiobook. This audiobook reveals the hidden knowledge of magnetic wealth, the special skill of attracting prosperity into your life. As you listen, you will discover the ancient secret that wealth doesn't need to be chased. It's drawn to you. Activate the power within you and watch abundance flow into your life like never before. Magnetic Wealth. Introduction. Inside this audiobook is an ancient wisdom that has been kept safe for centuries by those who understood its power. It's the art of magnetic wealth, a sacred knowledge that goes beyond the usual idea of material wealth. You are now about to learn what many generations have sought, but few have truly understood. Real wealth, at its core, is not something you need to run after. Instead, it's a force that can be attracted to you. Think of it like the moon pulling the tides or a magnet pulling metal. True abundance responds to an inner force you already have inside you. The universe works through laws that never change. Just as gravity keeps the planets in place, the law of magnetic wealth controls how wealth flows into your life. This law shows that your connection to wealth isn't just about your actions, but also about the energy you put out into the world. For a long time, you've been taught to chase after wealth, to grab it, and to struggle to get it. But these actions actually push wealth away from you. The wise people of the past knew that wealth, like all universal forces, doesn't respond to chasing. It responds to alignment. When you match your inner energy with the frequency of abundance, you naturally attract prosperity. Inside you is a hidden wealth magnet, a natural ability to bring abundance into your life. But this power has been buried under limiting beliefs. Now it's time to wake it up using the sacred knowledge in this audiobook. What you hold in your hands is not just a book, it's a key to this powerful, hidden wisdom. This is the same wisdom that has helped kings, traders, and powerful leaders build their wealth throughout history. As you go through this audiobook, you'll wake up this hidden power inside you and transform yourself into a living magnet for prosperity. This audiobook has the power to change how you think about wealth forever. Through these teachings, you'll learn the art of magnetic wealth, and prosperity will begin to flow to you as easily as water flowing downstream. Chapter 1. The Hidden Law of Wealth Vibration. In the ancient city of Kashmir, there was a merchant named Hamid. He once had great wealth, but his fortunes had fallen. His warehouses, which used to be filled with silk and spices, now stood empty. Feeling desperate, he went to seek advice from a wise sage who lived in a small home on the edge of the city. "My wealth has left me," Hamid said sadly to the sage. The sage smiled kindly and replied, "Wealth cannot truly leave you. It is always present in the universe, flowing like a stream. You may have stepped away from its flow. Tell me, when did you first notice your wealth beginning to fade?" Hamid answered, "It started when fear filled my heart during the great drought." The sage nodded, understanding. "It was then that your inner vibration changed from abundance to scarcity. Just like a musical instrument can fall out of tune, your energy shifted. You need to realign yourself with the natural frequency of wealth." Through the sage's teachings, Hamid learned to calm his fears and reconnect with the vibration of abundance. Over the next few months, his warehouses were filled again, not because of desperate actions, but through magnetic attraction. This ancient story teaches us an important lesson. Wealth operates on an energetic level that goes beyond just hard work or action. Every thought and emotion you have creates a frequency that you send out into the universe. This vibration either brings wealth to you or pushes it away. When you feel abundant and positive, you attract prosperity naturally. But when fear, doubt, or feelings of unworthiness take over, they create static in your energy that blocks the flow of wealth. Consider the story of Ming, a fisherman from the Pearl River. Every day Ming cast his nets, growing more frustrated as the fish seemed to avoid him. The waters became muddy with his frantic attempts. But then, an older fisherman shared a secret passed down through generations. First, be still and let the waters clear. Ming followed this advice. He waited patiently for the water to settle, and in the calmness, the fish were naturally drawn to his nets. His quiet surrender brought him more abundance than all his frantic attempts. To align your own energy with the flow of wealth, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes, take deep, steady breaths, and imagine a golden light of prosperity flowing through the universe. This light represents the natural wealth frequency that surrounds everything. Feel it entering through the top of your head and filling your entire body with abundance. As you focus on this golden light, allow your energy to adjust to this frequency, just like a tuning fork that finds its perfect pitch. Stay in this peaceful state for several minutes, knowing you are attuning your vibration to the natural flow of wealth. Make this practice a daily habit. It's best to do it at sunrise or sunset, when the connection between the physical and spiritual realms is the clearest. By aligning your energy in this way, you will attract wealth into your life, just as naturally as the fish are drawn to the calm waters. Chapter 2. Shattering the Illusion of Scarcity. In a land filled with endless abundance, King Amen ruled over orchards that stretched as far as the eye could see. His trees produced all kinds of fruits, and they never stopped giving. No matter the season, the trees always bore fruit, creating a sweet and endless supply. Despite this, King Amen ordered his servants to gather and store every fruit that fell. They filled many storerooms, so much so that they overflowed. "We must prepare for the coming famine," the king would say, though no famine had ever touched his land. Every morning, fresh fruit would appear on the trees, replacing what had been gathered. Yet King Amen's fear continued to grow. His obsession with gathering and storing made him blind to the perfect cycle of abundance that surrounded him. One day, as he inspected his rotting stockpiles, wisdom finally struck him. He realized that the land had never stopped providing. It was his own fear of scarcity that caused him to waste the fruit that could have been enjoyed. His fear had prevented him from seeing the endless abundance that was always there. Like King Amen, you also live in a universe filled with endless abundance. Yet, you may have been taught to believe in scarcity, seeing a lack of enough in a world that provides everything you need. This belief in not enough is simply an illusion created by fear. It is a veil that hides the constant flow of prosperity that is all around you. Look at nature. Does the sun hold back its light, fearing it might run out? Do the seasons stop their cycle because they worry about running out of time? Does the ocean become smaller with every wave that crashes onto the shore? No, nature operates on abundance, not scarcity. The universe works on the same principle of abundance. The story of Karim, a traveler in a vast desert, can help explain this. As Karim crossed the desert, his water ran out. Fear overtook him, and he thought he would die in the dry, endless sand. "I will surely perish in this barren waste," he thought, not realizing that he was standing right above an ancient spring. In his panic, he missed the signs of water: slightly greener plants, the morning dew, and cooler sand. Only when he calmed down and stopped being afraid did he notice these signs of abundance, which led him to the life-saving water just beneath the surface. Like Karim, you might be standing on your own hidden well of abundance. But if you're caught in the belief of scarcity, you might miss it, even though it's right beneath you. The world is full of prosperity. It's just waiting for you to notice it. To help shift your mindset, take a moment to write in your journal. List 20 instances of abundance in your life. Start with the obvious things: the air you breathe, the sun that rises each day, the beating of your heart. Then, think of the less obvious things, a kind word from a stranger, the lessons you've learned from challenges, or the opportunities that arise from setbacks. As you write these examples of abundance, you'll feel your awareness expanding, helping you see the many ways the universe provides for you. This practice will help dissolve the illusion of scarcity, allowing you to tune into abundance and align yourself with the natural flow of prosperity. Chapter 3. The Forbidden Knowledge of the Wealth Gate. In the ancient mountains of the East, there lived a wanderer named Ramin. He spent many years searching for the legendary Gate of Fortune. Stories told of untold riches that waited beyond the gate, drawing people from far and wide. After many years of searching, Ramin finally found the massive stone gate. Its surface was covered with beautiful symbols that seemed to glow with a mysterious energy. But when Ramin approached, he saw there was no lock, no handle, or any visible way to open it. For days, he tried everything he could think of to get through the gate, using all physical methods, but nothing worked. Exhausted and frustrated, he sat down against the cold stone, unable to figure out the secret. It was then that an old mystic appeared. The mystic watched Ramin struggle with knowing eyes. "The key you seek cannot be held in your hands," the mystic said calmly. "The gate will only open to the unseen key of belief. The power of belief can shape your reality in a way that surpasses all physical laws." The mystic continued, "Inside you is your own wealth gate, a portal to abundance. But this gate does not respond to force or effort. It responds only to your unwavering belief that you deserve to receive." This idea can be seen in the story of Maya, a young child. One day her grandmother promised her a special gift. "Close your eyes and hold out your hands," the grandmother said, but Maya was filled with doubt. She kept peeking and pulling her hands back, unsure of what might happen. Each time she did this, her grandmother pulled the gift away. It wasn't until Maya finally trusted, keeping her eyes closed and her hands steady, that she received the beautiful crystal pendant her grandmother had been offering. Maya's trust in her grandmother became the key that unlocked her gift. Just like Maya, you must develop complete trust in your own worthiness to receive. The universe is ready to deliver abundance to you through your own wealth gate, but this gate can only open when you truly believe that you deserve the gifts it holds. To help you unlock this wealth gate, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Picture before you a magnificent golden gate. Its surface shines with ancient symbols of abundance, and you can feel its energy resonating with your own. As you stand in front of the gate, acknowledge any doubts or feelings of unworthiness that have kept you from opening it before. Allow these doubts to melt away as you affirm your divine right to prosperity. See yourself holding the unseen key of belief in your hand. Feel it warm as your belief in yourself grows stronger. Watch as the gate begins to glow, responding to your faith. With your growing certainty in your worthiness, the gate slowly opens, releasing a flood of golden light. This light surrounds you, filling you with the energy of abundance. By believing in your own worth and trusting that you deserve the wealth the universe has for you, you will unlock the wealth gate and welcome abundance into your life. Chapter 4. Your mind is the key to the vault of fortune. In the ancient city of wisdom, there lived a scholar named Thaddeus. He spent his life searching for the secrets of wealth. Stories told of a legendary vault hidden somewhere in the city's vast library, a vault said to hold endless riches. Thaddeus believed that the vault's location was hidden in the pages of ancient scrolls and texts, so he spent years searching, examining every corner of the library. One night, after many years of searching, Thaddeus grew tired and fell into a deep meditation. In that moment of calm, he realized a powerful truth. The vault he had been looking for wasn't hidden in the physical world. It was within his own mind. Your mind, like a vault, holds the key to all wealth. Just like a vault keeps treasures, your mind holds the blueprint for your wealth. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, shapes your financial reality. The walls of your vault are built from your beliefs, and its locks are formed by your expectations. Inside this vault, there are seeds of every possibility, whether abundance or scarcity, wealth or poverty. Your thoughts act like golden coins, filling this vault, growing in number or shrinking depending on the patterns you maintain in your thinking. There was once a blacksmith named Ibrahim who lived in a small village. Ibrahim was known for his skill in shaping metal. Each day he would heat iron in his forge, hammering it until it took the shape he wanted. People marveled at how Ibrahim could turn a simple piece of metal into something beautiful and useful. The secret, Ibrahim would say, is not in the strength of the hammer, but in the clarity of the vision and the persistence in shaping it. Just like Ibrahim shaped the metal with careful strikes, you must shape your thoughts with intention. Your thoughts are like the metal that Ibrahim works with. You can mold them to create the life you want. To help shape your mind for wealth, take a journal and write down 10 beliefs that have kept you from attracting wealth. These are like rusty locks that have kept the vault of fortune sealed. Then, next to each belief, write a new truth that will serve as a key to unlock your prosperity. For example, if you wrote, "Money is hard to come by," rewrite it as, "Wealth flows easily into my life." If you once thought, "I never have enough," write, "I am a magnet for abundance." If you believed rich people are different from me, change it to, "I am worthy of great wealth." Each new belief you write is like a hammer strike that reshapes the metal of your mind, changing it from old, limiting beliefs to new, empowering truths. Keep doing this, and your mind will begin to shine with the brilliance of possibility. Through this simple yet powerful act of transformation, you will unlock the treasures that have always been waiting for you in the vault of your mind. By changing your thoughts, you unlock your own ability to attract wealth and create the life you've always desired. Chapter 5. Feeling is the magnet of wealth. In the sunlit hills of an ancient village, there lived an artist named Marcus. His artwork captured the very essence of life. While other artists focused on using the finest paints and brushes, Marcus would sit quietly in front of his canvas, closing his eyes and feeling the colors inside his heart. He wouldn't start painting until he felt a deep, powerful emotion that seemed to flow through his entire body. When the feeling became so strong it felt like it was pulsing in his veins, only then would he pick up his brush. People who watched Marcus were often confused by his method, but no one could deny the power of his paintings. His artwork didn't just look beautiful, it radiated the very emotion that inspired it, and it connected with people in a way that even the most perfect technical paintings could not. The secret to creating the life you want doesn't lie in the thoughts you think, but in the feelings you cultivate. Your emotions are like a powerful magnet that activates the law of attraction, turning simple wishes into magnetic forces that draw wealth to you. When you understand this truth, you unlock the secret of creating abundance. Your feelings are the hidden frequency that sends your desires to the universe. Think of them as invisible threads that shape the world around you. When you truly feel wealthy in every part of your being, you activate a magnetic force that is far stronger than just thinking about it. The feeling itself pulls abundance into your life. In the busy marketplace of Isfahan, there was a beggar named Karim. Every day he asked for coins from people passing by. One morning, Karim had an idea after a dream. He decided to imagine himself as a king. He stood up straighter, walked with confidence, and let himself feel the nobility of a king, even though his clothes were torn and old. Something changed in him. People who had once rushed by now stopped to look at him. They no longer saw his outer poverty, but instead they saw the inner richness he projected. Soon, gifts started to flow his way. Not just coins, but kindness, opportunities, and eventually true prosperity. To activate your own wealth magnet, find a quiet space each day where you can focus without being disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine the feeling of receiving a large sum of money. Feel the lightness in your chest, the smile that comes naturally to your face, and the relaxation in your shoulders as all your financial worries melt away. Experience the freedom, security, and joy of abundance like a golden light flowing through your body. Let this feeling fill every part of you for at least 5 minutes. Feel it radiate from your heart to your fingertips. As you embrace this feeling, notice how your breath becomes deeper and more peaceful. This is not just imagination. This is the activation of your wealth frequency, aligning your energy with the flow of abundance. It's like sending a signal to the universe, calling it to match your energy and bring prosperity into your life. By feeling the abundance you desire in your body and mind, you send out a magnetic force that attracts wealth. When you feel prosperous, you draw prosperity to you, just like a magnet pulling metal toward it. Chapter 6. The Wealth Mirror. In a small village surrounded by ancient hills, there lived a mirror maker named Ibrahim. He was known for creating mirrors of exceptional beauty. As Ibrahim's skill grew, he noticed something strange. Each mirror he made started to show subtle distortions. Some mirrors made wealthy merchants appear poor, while others made the poor appear wealthy. No matter how hard Ibrahim tried, he couldn't create a mirror that showed a true reflection. One day, a wise woman visited his shop and revealed the truth. The distortions in Ibrahim's mirrors were not caused by poor craftsmanship, but by his own distorted view of himself. She explained that only when Ibrahim learned to see himself clearly would his mirrors begin to reflect the truth. This lesson reveals a powerful truth. Your outer world mirrors your inner reality. The wealth you have, or don't have, reflects the beliefs you hold deep inside. Just like Ibrahim's mirrors, your financial situation shows you exactly what you believe about yourself and your relationship with money. When you look at your bank account, you're not just seeing numbers, you're seeing the sum of your thoughts and beliefs about money. When you look at your income, it reflects how you feel about your own worth. Every financial situation you face is a mirror, showing you the beliefs you hold deep inside. In the vast desert, there was a merchant named Talib who journeyed toward what appeared to be a shining city on the horizon. He walked hour after hour, but the city remained far away. Exhausted and almost without hope, Talib met a desert guide who explained that what he had been seeing was just a mirage, a false image created by the heat and light. The city he thought was near was simply a trick of the desert. Just like Talib's mirage, your perception of financial lack might be an illusion, created by distorted beliefs and fears. The financial limitations you see may not be real, but a reflection of your inner thoughts, shaped by your doubts and fears. The lack you see in your life isn't your final destination. It's just a reflection of your internal beliefs. Like the desert guide showed Talib the truth behind the mirage, you too must learn to distinguish between what seems true and what actually is. Now, take some time to examine your financial reality, just like looking into a mirror. Write down what your current financial situation might reflect about your inner beliefs. Do you notice patterns of scarcity? What thoughts about money might have created these reflections? Next, write down the beliefs you want to see reflected in your life. Just as Ibrahim learned to change his inner vision, you can change your thoughts. When you shift your inner beliefs, your outer world, including your financial situation, will begin to change as well. Just like the mirror maker learned, your inner reflection shapes your outer reality. By changing the way you see yourself and your beliefs about money, your external reality must follow. Chapter 7. The Money Myths You Must Destroy. In a valley surrounded by tall mountains, there was a town called Silverton. For generations, the people of Silverton believed in what they called the curse of gold. They thought that anyone who became wealthy would suffer bad luck. When merchants became successful, the townspeople would whisper that doom was coming. When farmers had a good harvest, they would trade their extra crops for less valuable goods, afraid that keeping the surplus would bring the curse. Year after year, Silverton stayed poor, not because of a real curse, but because of a belief that had taken root in the minds of the people. The curse was only in their minds, yet it shaped their reality. Their fear of wealth kept them from prospering. The myths you believe about money have the same power over your life. These beliefs are passed down through generations, often without question. They tell you that money is bad, that rich people are corrupt, or that you must struggle to succeed. Like invisible chains, these myths hold you back, limiting the natural flow of abundance into your life. But these beliefs are just like Silverton's curse, imaginary. They continue only because people accept them without questioning. They have no real power except the power you give them. In a distant kingdom, there was a young boy named Malik who believed monsters lived in every shadow. Each night, he saw shapes in the darkness and heard movements in the silence. His fear was so strong that he refused to leave his room after sunset, limiting his world to only the space he felt safe in. One day, his grandmother gave him a crystal and told him that it would help him see the truth behind the illusions. When Malik finally gathered the courage to look at the shadows through the crystal, he saw what was truly there, just branches swaying in the wind and curtains moving with the breeze. The monsters had never existed. Your beliefs about money are like Malik's monsters, imaginary barriers created by fear and misunderstanding. Through the crystal of awareness, you can see these money myths for what they are, stories that only have power if you believe them. Take a moment now to reflect on the money myths that have shaped your life. Write down 3 beliefs about wealth that you grew up with. Maybe you were told money doesn't grow on trees, or that rich people are unhappy. For each myth, create an affirmation that speaks a new truth. For example, money flows easily and abundantly into my life through many sources. Wealth allows me to spread joy and create positive change. By practicing this, you start to break down the invisible walls that have held your prosperity back. Like Malik seeing through his crystal, you can begin to see the truth. The only real limits to your wealth are the ones you choose to believe in. As you examine each belief with clear awareness, you will notice how these self-imposed limits start to disappear, revealing the unlimited possibilities that have always been available to you. The universe has no restrictions on your wealth. It has always been abundant, simply waiting for you to recognize this eternal truth. Chapter 8. The Role of Gratitude in Wealth Creation. In a land filled with rolling hills, there lived a treasure hunter named Ibrahim. Every day he spent his time searching for hidden gold. He would set out each morning with his tools, passing by fruit trees and rich soil that provided him with food, yet he never once stopped to thank the earth for what it gave him. Ibrahim was so focused on finding hidden treasure that he ignored the abundance around him. Despite his endless searching, Ibrahim became poor over the years. The fruit from the trees became less sweet, and the soil grew less fertile. One night, Ibrahim had a dream in which an ancient voice spoke to him. "You seek treasure in the ground, but you ignore the bounty that sustains you. Your ingratitude has created a barrier between you and true wealth." The universal law of gratitude is powerful and precise. When you recognize and appreciate what flows into your life, you open the channels for more blessings to come. Gratitude acts like a magnet, drawing even more abundance toward you. Every thank you you say with true sincerity is like planting a seed for future prosperity. Many people chase after wealth without appreciating the abundance already present in their lives. A warm bed, clean water, and the air you breathe are priceless treasures that many overlook. When you focus on what you have, instead of what you lack, you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance. In a distant garden, there was a wise cultivator named Marcus, known for growing the most plentiful crops in the region. While other farmers used ordinary water for their plants, Marcus had a special practice. Every morning he would fill his watering can and say words of gratitude over it. Thank you for the gift of growth, for the miracle of abundance, for the blessing of harvest. His neighbors thought he was strange, but they couldn't deny the results. Marcus's plants grew stronger, produced more fruit, and stayed vibrant, even during tough conditions. The water he called gratitude water seemed to carry a special power that nourished not only the plants, but also the soil itself. To activate your own gratitude magnet, you can practice a simple exercise passed down through generations of prosperous people. Create a gratitude ledger. For 7 days, write down 10 specific financial blessings in your life. These could be as small as having coins in your pocket, or as big as receiving an unexpected gift. Write with genuine feeling, letting each entry fill you with appreciation. As you record these blessings, let your heart expand with thankfulness. Feel the warmth of recognition for everything that flows into your life. With each entry, let the vibration of sincere gratitude flow through your body. Remember, what you focus on grows stronger. By practicing this, you awaken the magnetic power of gratitude, which draws more abundance into your life. The universe responds to those who recognize its gifts with an open, appreciative heart. Gratitude is a powerful force that attracts more of what you are thankful for. As you practice this daily, you will notice how the abundance in your life begins to grow, just like the crops in Marcus' garden. Chapter 9. Clearing Emotional Blocks to Financial Flow. In a valley between ancient mountains there stood a mighty dam. The dam's old walls held back the rushing waters that longed to flow freely. The villagers built this barrier generations ago because they feared that floods would destroy their homes. However, over time, their once fertile land became barren, starving for the life-giving water that should have been flowing through the valley. One day, a wise woman came to the village and spoke about the river's wisdom. "The waters you fear do not bring destruction, but abundance," she said. "Your fear has created a barrier that blocks nature's gifts." The woman explained that when you resist the natural flow of abundance, you create emotional dams within yourself. These barriers, built from past hurts, shame about money, or fear of wealth, stop prosperity from reaching you. Just as a river seeks its natural path, abundance seeks to flow into your life. But your unresolved emotions, such as old fears and painful memories about money, create invisible walls that prevent this flow. Each time you remember a painful moment about money, whether it's seeing your parents struggle financially or experiencing betrayal in a business deal, you build another layer of resistance. These emotional wounds create an invisible dam, blocking the pure flow of abundance that is trying to reach you. In a distant land, there lived a master potter named Ash. His pottery was in great demand, and merchants came from all over to buy his vessels. One day, a young apprentice noticed Ash throwing away perfectly good clay. "Master, why are you throwing away clay that could be used?" the apprentice asked. Ash smiled and explained, "This clay holds the memory of old shapes. To create something new, we must first release the old. A vessel cannot take a new form while holding on to its past." Just like the potter needed to release old clay to create something new, you must release the old emotional baggage you carry in order to allow new abundance to flow into your life. To clear these emotional blocks, you must practice the ancient art of release. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Take out your journal and write down every unresolved emotion you have about wealth, every fear, regret, and moment of shame. Let them flow onto the paper without judging yourself. Once you've written them down, close your eyes and imagine a crystal-clear river. See your written emotions as stones lying in the riverbed, blocking the water's flow. In your mind, take each stone and acknowledge the emotion it represents. Gently release the stone into the river, watching as the water carries it away. Feel the relief as each emotional weight is lifted and as the water flows more freely with each release. Just as the river flows more smoothly after the stones are removed, abundance will flow more easily into your life when you clear your emotional blocks. Continue this practice until you feel lighter and more at ease, and the emotional dam within you starts to dissolve, allowing prosperity to flow naturally into your life once again. By releasing old emotions tied to money, you clear the way for abundance to come into your life with ease and grace. Chapter 10. Awakening the Wealth Magnet Within. In the heart of towering mountains, a miner named Ibrahim worked tirelessly every day, following maps and charts that only led him to empty stones. His tools were worn, and his spirit was weary. One night, while sitting by his campfire, Ibrahim felt something strange stir inside his chest. There was a pull toward an unmarked cavern that no other miner had noticed. "This makes no sense," he whispered to himself, but the feeling only grew stronger with each passing moment. Setting aside his maps, Ibrahim followed this mysterious inner feeling. Deep inside the overlooked cavern, he found the richest gold vein ever discovered in those ancient mountains. Within you, there is a similar force, an inner compass that points directly to prosperity. This inner wealth magnet is present in every person, though many have forgotten about it. Just like Ibrahim's inner knowing, your wealth magnet communicates through subtle feelings, quiet nudges, and moments of unexpected clarity. You don't need to search outside of yourself for guidance to abundance. The universe has placed an infallible system within you that, when awakened, draws wealth toward you just as naturally as a flower turns toward the sun. This inner compass works beyond logic and the limited understanding of your conscious mind. In ancient times, there was a knight named Marcus who carried maps marking every treasure in the kingdom. Despite having detailed charts, each quest only led him to empty coffers and forgotten ruins. One evening, while resting in an ancient temple, Marcus discovered a peculiar compass under a loose stone. Unlike ordinary compasses that pointed north, this one seemed to respond to the rhythm of his heart. When Marcus finally trusted this mysterious compass, it didn't lead him to the treasures marked on his maps. Instead, it led him to far greater opportunities, alliances with wealthy merchants, hidden trade routes, and eventually, prosperity beyond his wildest dreams. Just like Marcus's magical compass, your wealth magnet responds not to external directions, but to the rhythm of your own truth. To begin your journey to abundance, you must trust your inner guidance. To activate your inner wealth magnet, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Take a deep breath, letting your awareness settle into your heart center. Visualize a golden compass forming within your chest, its needle glowing with warm, golden light. Feel the gentle movement of the compass as it aligns with your highest financial goals. Watch as it grows brighter, its light spreading throughout your body with each breath. As the compass grows stronger, feel its magnetic pull drawing opportunities for abundance toward you. Spend several minutes in this state, allowing your inner compass to attune to the frequency of wealth. When you open your eyes, carry the awareness of this golden compass with you throughout your day. Pause and check its guidance, especially when making financial decisions. Trust the subtle pulls and gentle nudges it provides, as they are your direct connection to universal abundance. This practice helps you align with your own inner guidance, allowing wealth and prosperity to come to you naturally. Chapter 11. The Language of Wealth. In a village hidden among ancient hills, there lived an oracle named Amara. Her words seemed to shape reality itself. The villagers noticed that when she spoke about abundance, their crops grew. When she whispered about rain, the clouds gathered. However, her true power wasn't in magical abilities, but in understanding a sacred truth. Your words shape your life. Words are not just sounds floating in the air. They are powerful forces that influence your world. Each word you speak sends energy into the universe, attracting or pushing away wealth based on the vibration of those words. For example, when you say, "I can't afford it," you are telling the universe to keep you in a state of lack. When you say, "Money always slips through my fingers," you create a reality where wealth can't stay. These aren't just phrases. They are like spells that shape your future. The language of abundance doesn't speak in maybe or I hope. It speaks in certainty. Instead of saying, "I want to be wealthy," it says, "I am wealthy." Instead of saying, "I wish money would come to me," it says, "Money flows to me easily." The universe doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your declarations. In an ancient kingdom, a royal scribe named Hassan was busy copying records of taxes. One evening, tired from his work, he mistakenly wrote gold instead of grain in the kingdom's records. The next morning, merchants arrived, bringing unexpected gifts of gold to the treasury. Hassan's simple mistake showed how the words we write or speak can shape reality. Your words carry the same power. Each time you speak about money, you either strengthen or weaken your connection to wealth. The universe doesn't judge whether your words are true or false. It simply brings into your life what you declare with confidence. To practice using the language of abundance, try the 7-day language journal. Take a small notebook and carry it with you for 7 days. Every time you speak about money or wealth, write down your exact words. Pay attention to casual phrases like, "I'm broke," or "I can't afford that." At the end of each day, review your notes. Next to each statement about scarcity, write a new positive declaration aligned with abundance. For example, change. I never have enough, to I am a magnet for unlimited wealth. Change. That's too expensive, to I attract all the resources I need for my desires. This simple practice will show you how often you unknowingly speak words that create scarcity in your life. It will help you start using the sacred language of abundance instead. As you become more aware of these limiting words, you will naturally begin to align your speech with the prosperity that surrounds you. Over time, you will not only change your words, but transform your entire relationship with wealth and abundance. Chapter 12. The Secret Power of Visualization for Wealth. In a distant mountain village, there lived a sculptor named Marcus. Although he had never seen light, his hands created such beautiful sculptures that people traveled from far places to admire his work. When asked how he could carve so perfectly without being able to see, Marcus would smile and say, "I don't see with my eyes. I see with my mind's eye. Before my chisel touches the stone, the statue already exists perfectly in my mind." Just like Marcus, you have the same creative power within you. Your mind is connected to a field of infinite possibilities. When you focus your thoughts and visualize your desires, you act like a magnet, drawing those desires from the realm of possibilities into real life. The key is not to just daydream, but to deliberately and deeply visualize, engaging all your senses. When you vividly imagine wealth, you start activating universal forces that align circumstances to make your inner vision a reality. The more detailed and real your mental images are, the stronger the force pulling your desires toward you. In the ancient city of Ur, there was a young man named T who spent each night imagining a magnificent golden palace. In his mind, he walked through its halls, touched its shining walls, and smelled the flowers in its gardens. People laughed at him for his nightly routine, but one day merchants arrived in the city looking for land to build a grand palace. The palace they wanted matched T's vision exactly in every detail. His constant visualization had drawn the palace into reality. Like T, you must make visualization a daily habit. The mind responds to repetition. Every time you visualize in detail, you strengthen the magnetic pull of your desires. Your visualization becomes a mold for universal energy to flow into, shaping your imagined wealth into real form. To practice this, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Now imagine receiving a large sum of money. See the exact amount in your mind. Feel the texture of the money in your hands. Hear the sound of counting the bills. Feel your heart filling with joy and gratitude. Picture yourself walking into your bank, feeling the weight of the money in your hands. Hear the teller greet you. Feel the money on the counter and see the deposit slip with the exact amount written on it. Experience the excitement as your bank account grows. Let this scene play out in your mind for 5 minutes, focusing on every detail, using all your senses. Make this practice a daily ritual, preferably at the same time each day. Over time, your consistent visualization will create an energetic template that attracts your imagined wealth into real form. The more vividly you picture your wealth, the more likely the universe will align to bring it to you. Chapter 13. The Wealth Signal in the Mist. On the mist-covered cliffs of a faraway shore, there stood a lighthouse where Nathaniel kept a constant watch. Night after night, he polished the lens of his beacon until it shone like a star, knowing that even the smallest smudge could weaken its power to guide ships safely home. One stormy evening, while waves crashed against the rocks below, Nathaniel noticed that his light was growing dim. Ships in the distance were drifting too close to the jagged shore. With steady focus, Nathaniel cleaned and adjusted the light, and soon it shone brightly again, cutting through the darkness and guiding the ships back to safety. Just as Nathaniel's lighthouse needed clear focus to guide the ships home, your desires need to shine with clarity in order to attract wealth. The universe doesn't respond to mixed signals or weak wishes. It responds to clear, strong intentions. When your desire for wealth is clear, free from doubt or fear, the universe aligns everything to help you achieve it. Many people who seek abundance send out mixed signals to the universe. They say they want wealth, but at the same time, they hold on to fears about money. They affirm abundance while still thinking about scarcity. It's like a radio trying to broadcast on many frequencies at once. These mixed signals create interference, blocking the flow of prosperity. In the ancient kingdom of Petra, a messenger named Ibrahim carried maps to distant lands. One day, he received a map that was drawn in faint charcoal, with paths that were almost impossible to see. Confused and lost, Ibrahim wandered until he found an inkwell. Carefully, he traced over the faded paths with bold, permanent lines, and soon the way forward was clear. That night, Ibrahim reached his destination easily. Just like Ibrahim's map, your desires must be clearly defined. The universe needs precise directions to bring you what you want. Vague wishes like, "I want more money," or "I want better finances," are not enough because they don't give clear guidance. Instead, your desires must be specific, detailed, and unwavering. Take a fresh piece of paper and a pen. Write your declaration of wealth in clear and specific terms. State the exact amount of money you desire, the timeline you envision, and how you want this wealth to come to you. Begin with the words, "I now receive," and write it in the present tense, as if the wealth is already on its way. Read your declaration aloud every morning when you wake up and every evening before you go to bed. Let your voice show the certainty that your desire is already fulfilled. Continue this practice for 7 days without wavering. This declaration will act like Nathaniel's lighthouse beam, cutting through any uncertainty and guiding wealth to you with unwavering clarity. By being clear and confident in your desires, you create a strong signal that the universe can respond to, bringing your wealth to you. Chapter 14. Money is Energy. In the peaceful village of Pearl Bay, there lived a fisherman named Kai. Every day he struggled with empty nets. Each morning he would forcefully cast his net into the water, trying to catch the fish wherever he saw movement. But no matter how desperately he tried, the fish always seemed to escape him. One day, feeling exhausted and defeated, Kai noticed an elder watching him from the shore. The elder spoke softly, "The fish follow the currents. Your net matters less than understanding the flow of water." Kai realized that he had been thrashing around too much, scattering the fish away instead of gently moving with the flow of the water. The elder's words made him understand an important truth. When you treat money like something to chase or capture, you create resistance in its natural flow. Just like Kai's frantic efforts pushed the fish further away, your desperate pursuit of wealth can often push it farther from you. Money, in its truest form, is not a solid object, but pure energy. It flows through the universe like water in a stream. This understanding reveals why some people seem to attract wealth easily, while others struggle endlessly to acquire it. Those who understand money as energy know it responds not to force, but to alignment. When you change your view of money from something to chase to something to flow with, your entire relationship with abundance changes. In the busy markets of Damascus, there was a merchant named Hassan. Every day he chased after copper coins that seemed to roll away faster than he could catch them. The more desperate he became, the more the coins seemed to flee from his grasp. One day, he watched a wealthy trader sitting calmly at his stall as customers naturally came to him. Coins flowed freely into his hands, as if the money was simply attracted to him. This moment taught Hassan a valuable lesson. Money responds to your energy. When you chase it with desperation, it continues to elude you. But when you have a peaceful and loving relationship with money, it flows toward you naturally. To change your relationship with money, take a fresh piece of paper and write a letter to money as though it were a dear friend. Pour out your true feelings, your fears, your resentments, and your gratitude. Start with "Dear Money" and express everything you have been holding back. Then, take any negative feelings and transform them into understanding and appreciation. Close your letter by expressing that you are open to creating a new, harmonious relationship with the flow of abundance. This simple, heartfelt practice opens up the channels of abundance that may have been blocked by years of fear, misunderstanding, or resistance. Just like mending a relationship with a dear friend, this practice helps you build a new connection with the natural flow of wealth. Money is like an infinite river flowing through the universe, and you are now inviting it to flow smoothly into your life. This simple act of communication dissolves the barriers between you and the prosperity that is your divine birthright. By understanding money as energy and aligning with it, you allow wealth to flow naturally into your life. Chapter 15. Symbols of Wealth and Their Hidden Influence. In the misty peaks of an ancient mountain range, a mystic wanderer named Arjun discovered an old temple hidden behind thick vines. As the moonlight shone through cracks in the stone ceiling, his eyes landed on an intricate symbol carved into the wall, a perfect spiral surrounded by 3 concentric circles. The moment his fingers traced the symbol, the walls of the temple seemed to hum with energy, revealing a chamber filled with golden treasures. The symbols around you have power far beyond what you can see. Throughout history, sacred symbols and geometric patterns have been used as keys to unlock the flow of abundance. These symbols speak directly to your subconscious mind, opening channels of prosperity within you. The spiral is an ancient symbol of infinite expansion, and it draws wealth energy into your life with increasing power. The circle represents wholeness and completion, attracting abundance in all areas. The triangle, pointing upward, lifts your vibration toward higher levels of abundance. These shapes are not just decorations. They are energetic codes that the universe responds to. Your environment is constantly communicating with your wealth consciousness. By placing these sacred symbols in your space, you create an invisible matrix that attracts prosperity. The walls of every ancient temple dedicated to abundance were decorated with these precise patterns, creating energy vortexes that still pulse with power today. In a small village, there was a young boy named Ibrahim. He received a copper medallion from his grandmother, which was engraved with a 6-pointed star surrounded by flowing waves. Although the medallion had no material value, Ibrahim wore it close to his heart. Soon, he noticed small blessings appearing in his life, such as a merchant giving him extra dates, finding coins on the street, and discovering new opportunities in unexpected places. The symbol had awakened his natural connection to abundance. The universe speaks to us through symbols, and our consciousness naturally responds to these sacred languages. When you surround yourself with symbols of prosperity, you tune your energy to the frequency of wealth. To use this powerful energy, take a fresh sheet of paper and draw one of these sacred symbols: the spiral of expansion, the circle of completion, or the upward-pointing triangle of elevation. As you draw, focus on your intention for abundance. Once you've drawn the symbol, place it in your wallet or purse, letting its energy flow through your financial life. Let it serve as a constant reminder of your connection to the infinite flow of universal wealth. By consciously surrounding yourself with these symbols, you align your energy with abundance, inviting prosperity to flow more easily into your life. Chapter 16. The Path of Least Resistance. In the lush valleys of an ancient land, a mighty river flowed gently through the countryside. When it encountered large boulders, it didn't fight them. Instead, it curved around them, finding the smoothest, easiest path forward. A wise woman named May observed this river every day. She noticed how it always reached its destination gracefully, without force. You too have this same natural wisdom inside you. The universe works according to the principle of least resistance. Yet many people struggle against the flow of abundance, believing that wealth must be fought for and earned through hard work and struggle. This belief itself creates resistance, blocking the natural flow of prosperity that is already available to you. When you stop trying to control every detail of your financial life, you align yourself with the natural law of effortless attraction. Just as water flows downhill, wealth naturally flows toward those who stay open and receptive to it. Your job is to remove the obstacles that you've placed in the way. These obstacles can take many forms: anxiety about money, constant worry about the future, desperate attempts to force results, and the belief that wealth must be earned through struggle. Each of these creates resistance and blocks the natural flow of abundance. In a small mountain village, there lived a sculptor named Ravi. For years he forced his will upon stone, creating stiff, lifeless forms. One day, feeling exhausted, he decided to simply sit with a piece of marble and let it reveal its secrets. As he worked gently, following the natural lines and patterns within the stone, a beautiful masterpiece began to emerge effortlessly. The statue seemed to create itself through his relaxed, surrendered hands. This story holds a powerful truth about your relationship with wealth. When you stop forcing things and trust in the natural flow of abundance, you will find that wealth has always been trying to come to you. It is your resistance, not the universe's withholding, that has been the obstacle. Take a quiet moment with a piece of paper and a pen. Write down 3 areas in your financial life where you feel struggle or strain. Perhaps it's checking your bank balance with anxiety, pushing too hard for a promotion, or worrying about your retirement savings. For each area, write a simple statement of release, such as, "I release my struggle with my financial situation and trust in the natural flow of abundance." Then, for each area, create a simple plan that involves stepping back and allowing rather than forcing. For example, instead of checking your accounts multiple times a day with anxiety, choose to review them weekly with calm acceptance. Instead of aggressively pushing for a promotion, focus on expressing your natural talents and trust that the right opportunities will come. Each morning, spend 5 minutes visualizing yourself as a peaceful river, flowing effortlessly around any obstacles in your path. Know that you will reach your destination with grace and ease. Feel the ease of allowing wealth to flow naturally into your life, knowing that you are in perfect alignment with the abundance around you. Chapter 17. The Ritual of Receiving. In the fertile valleys of the East, a farmer named Ibrahim worked hard each spring. He carefully selected the finest seeds, studied the seasons, and took great care of his crops. However, when harvest time came, he found himself overwhelmed. His crops were spoiling because he had never prepared a place to store them. This story reveals an important truth. The universe responds not only to your requests, but to your readiness to receive. When you ask for abundance, you start a sacred process of manifesting your desires. But many people fail to complete this process because they haven't prepared to receive their blessings. Think of your life as a vessel for wealth. Just like water can only fill an empty cup, abundance can only flow into the spaces you have made ready for it. If your mind is full of worry, your home is messy, or your financial systems are disorganized, you create resistance to the wealth you want to attract. The ancient masters knew this law well. They taught that preparing to receive was just as important as asking for what you wanted. Before making offerings in their temples, they would first cleanse their spaces and themselves, understanding that blessings need a purified vessel to flow into. In a coastal village, a sailor named Hassan prayed daily for rain to fill his water barrels. The heavens heard his prayers and sent abundant rains, but Hassan had forgotten to place his barrels out to catch the water. He watched as the rain poured into the sea, realizing that readiness is needed alongside the request. This wisdom directly applies to attracting wealth. You have learned to ask, believe, and align your energy with abundance. Now you must prepare your life to receive what you have requested. To practice the ritual of readiness, start by clearing your wallet or purse of old receipts, expired cards, and unnecessary items. Neatly arrange the remaining cards and money, showing respect for what you already have. This simple act signals to the universe that you are ready for more. Next, clear your workspace of clutter. Remove things that no longer serve you, tidy up your desk, and organize your files. Create a space that feels open and welcoming to abundance. Then, walk through your home with the intention of making room for prosperity. Remove objects that remind you of past financial struggles or scarcity. Create a special area in your home, perhaps a corner of your bedroom or a shelf in your office, that is dedicated to welcoming new abundance. As you complete each step, speak these words aloud with quiet confidence. I now prepare this space to receive the abundance that flows to me. Let your voice carry the power of your belief, and allow each word to resonate in the space, like gentle ripples across still water. Feel the energy shift as these sacred words create a bridge between your present reality and the wealth that is waiting for you. This ritual of readiness helps you align your environment and your mindset with the abundance you are inviting into your life. By making space for prosperity, you show the universe that you are ready to receive what you have asked for. Chapter 18. Overcoming the Fear of Wealth. In the mist-covered forests of the north, a knight named Roland stood guard at the ancient walls of his kingdom. Each night his armor shone in the torchlight as he watched for fearsome dragons that he believed hid in the shadows. Night after night he fought these imagined beasts, seeing their massive shapes on the stone walls before him. But one evening, tired from battling these monsters, he put out his torch. In the darkness the dragons disappeared. When he lit the torch again, he saw that his terrifying foes were only shadows created by the branches in the firelight. Just like Roland, you may be guarding yourself against imagined dangers, holding on to fears that stop you from embracing the abundance that is meant for you. These wealth dragons, fears that make you hesitate or retreat from prosperity, are just shadows created by your mind. The universe works through love, not fear. Yet many people resist their destined abundance because they fear the changes that wealth might bring. They worry that success will ruin their relationships, that money will corrupt their spirit, or that abundance will bring unwanted attention. These fears create invisible barriers that block the flow of wealth into your life. In a distant valley, there was a village where no one dared to drink from an ancient well, fearing it was cursed by dark spirits. For generations the villagers suffered thirst while fresh water flowed beneath their feet. One day, a young woman named Maya, tired of carrying water from distant streams, decided to drink from the well despite the warnings from her neighbors. She lowered her bucket and drank deeply. Instead of finding a curse, she found sweet, pure water that was filled with minerals, bringing health and vitality. Soon the entire village drank freely from the well, their fears dissolved by Maya's courage. Your fears about wealth are like the village's curse, imaginary barriers that prevent you from drinking from the well of abundance. Every time you step back from an opportunity, doubt your worth, or question whether you deserve success, you give power to these shadowy fears. To overcome these fears, try the fear reframe ritual. Take 3 pieces of paper. On each one, write down a specific fear you have about wealth. For example, you might fear losing friends if you become successful, or worry that wealth will change your values, or fear the responsibility that comes with abundance. Once you've written down each fear, draw a line under it. Beneath each fear, write its opposite truth. For example, I fear wealth will corrupt me becomes, wealth allows me to express my highest values through greater service. I fear success will bring unwanted attention changes to, I attract positive attention that helps me expand my ability to help others. I fear the responsibility of wealth transforms into, I welcome the opportunity to be a wise steward of abundance. By doing this practice, you shift the energy around your fears. You stop giving power to imagined dragons, and instead replace them with truths that align you with the abundance the universe wants to bring into your life. Fear is just an illusion. When you face it and reframe it, you dissolve the barriers it creates, making space for wealth and prosperity to flow to you freely. Chapter 19. Trusting the unseen forces of wealth. In the depths of an ancient forest where shadows danced between tall trees, a traveler named Aldrich found himself lost. As night fell and fear crept into his heart, he noticed something strange. A gentle warmth seemed to guide him forward, like an invisible hand resting on his shoulder. Although he couldn't see the path ahead, this unseen presence led him step by step, until he emerged into a moonlit clearing where a chest of gold awaited him. Right now, you stand at a similar crossroads. The path to abundance might seem unclear or hidden in shadow, but just like the unseen forces that guided Aldrich through the forest, there are invisible forces ready to guide you toward your wealth. Trust is the foundation of all manifestation. Just like water must flow through unseen pipes before reaching your cup, wealth follows invisible channels before it shows up in your life. These channels include divine timing, universal law, and sacred order, and they are always at work, even if you cannot see them. Your logical mind may want to control every step of your journey to wealth. It wants guarantees, timelines, and specific plans, but true abundance doesn't follow this rigid path. Instead, it follows a higher order, one that goes beyond human understanding. When you let go of the need to control the process and trust these unseen forces, wealth will naturally flow into your life. In a distant village, there was a young girl named Lily who heard music no one else could hear. It was a melody that seemed to dance on the wind itself. While others dismissed it as her imagination, Lily trusted the music and followed its notes through meadows, over hills, and across streams. Her trust in this invisible guidance led her to a forgotten garden where precious gems lay scattered among the flowers like morning dew. Just like Lily's song, your intuition whispers the way to wealth. These subtle promptings, gentle nudges, and moments of clarity are the language of the universe, guiding you toward abundance. Trust them, even if others can't hear the melody you follow. To strengthen your trust in these unseen forces, try a silent trust meditation. Find a quiet place as dawn breaks across the sky. Sit in stillness, allowing your breath to settle naturally. Close your eyes and feel the vast network of unseen forces that surround you, the same forces that keep the planets in orbit and transform seeds into forests. For 10 minutes, repeat silently to yourself, "I trust the unseen forces of wealth." Let each repetition sink deeper into your consciousness, dissolving any doubts and resistance like morning mist under the rising sun. Feel yourself surrendering to the perfect flow of abundance in your life, knowing that just as rivers naturally flow to the sea, wealth flows effortlessly to those who align with its divine currents. Allow your entire being to resonate with this truth. Let go of the need to control or question the universe's infinite wisdom. Trust that the unseen forces of wealth are always working in your favor, guiding you toward the prosperity you deserve. Chapter 20. Your wealth is already here. In the ancient kingdom of Eldara, there was a king named Thaddeus who spent his days searching for a legendary crown. It was said to bestow infinite wisdom on its wearer. King Thaddeus traveled across deserts, climbed mountains, and sailed dangerous seas, all in pursuit of this mystical treasure. For many years, he neglected his kingdom, focused only on finding the crown. But one day, while looking at his reflection in a stream, he realized that the crown he had been searching for had been on his head all along. Like King Thaddeus, you may be searching far and wide for wealth, not realizing that it already exists within your reach. The universe has already blessed you with abundance in many forms, but your focus remains on distant goals, searching for what is already close to you. Wealth is not only about gold and silver, it comes in many forms. It flows through the relationships you share with loved ones, pulses in your heartbeat, and shines through your talents and abilities. These treasures, which are often overlooked, form the foundation for all material abundance. When you recognize the wealth already present in your life, you align yourself with the frequency of abundance. This alignment naturally draws more wealth to you. The universe responds to gratitude by giving you more. Your relationships, your health, and your skills are not separate from financial wealth. They are the very seeds of it. In the depths of the Azure Sea, there lived a pearl diver named Marcus. Day after day, he dove into dangerous waters, searching for the perfect pearl that he believed would make him wealthy. His obsession with finding this pearl grew until he could think of nothing else. One night, feeling defeated, he sat on the shore, and an old sage approached him. "What do you seek?" the sage asked. "The perfect pearl," Marcus replied. The sage handed him a mirror and said, "Look closely." As Marcus gazed at his reflection in the moonlight, he saw his own heart glowing, like the most precious pearl ever formed. In that moment, Marcus realized that he himself was the treasure he had been searching for all along. Take a moment now to sit quietly with a piece of paper and a pen. Reflect on your life and identify 5 forms of wealth you already possess. Perhaps it's the wisdom you've gained from experiences, the love of your family, the strength of your body, the skills you've mastered, or the peace you feel in your heart. Write down these treasures and acknowledge each one as a form of true wealth. As you recognize these existing riches, feel the abundance they bring to your life. Notice how the universe begins to reflect this awareness by bringing increased financial flow into your experience. The wealth you seek has always been with you. It simply awaits your recognition. Just like the king who searched endlessly for what was already his, you too may find that the wealth you've been looking for has never truly left you. It's always been present, waiting for you to recognize it. By seeing and appreciating the abundance already in your life, you align yourself with the flow of more wealth and prosperity. Chapter 21. The Art of Embodying Wealth. In a village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived a skilled blacksmith named Ibrahim. He was known for his relentless pursuit of gold. Day after day he hammered metal, trading his crafts for coins, always searching for more. While his work brought him some wealth, the abundance he truly desired remained out of reach. One night, while Ibrahim was working late in his forge, an ancient metallurgist appeared at his door. The stranger watched Ibrahim's precise movements and said, "You seek gold, yet you remain separate from it. To find what you seek, you must become the fire that melts the gold." Confused, Ibrahim asked for more clarity, but the metallurgist simply smiled and added, "The fire does not chase the metal, it transforms it through its very nature." After months of contemplation, Ibrahim began to understand. He stopped chasing wealth and instead focused on becoming wealth itself. His entire being shifted. The way he moved, spoke, and worked became an expression of abundance. Soon his forge became known as a place where metal transformed into art, and wealth flowed to him naturally. You too must understand this important truth. Wealth is not something you chase, but something you become. When you stop seeking it and start embodying it, the universe responds differently to you. This transformation isn't just about taking action, it requires a complete realignment of your entire being. Your thoughts must not just think about wealth, but radiate it. Your feelings must not long for abundance, but radiate it. Your actions must not chase prosperity, but express it. This is the art of becoming the fire that melts the gold. Consider the transformation of a butterfly. A caterpillar does not simply act like a butterfly, it undergoes a complete change inside the chrysalis. During this sacred space, every cell of its being reorganizes until it emerges as a new creature. Your transformation into a wealth-conscious being requires similar dedication. You must enter your own chrysalis of consciousness, allowing every part of you to align with the frequency of abundance. To practice the ritual of embodying wealth, stand before a mirror in a quiet space. Take 3 deep breaths to relax your body and center your energy. Look into your own eyes and observe your current state. Now, slowly shift your posture to embody wealth. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen your spine, and open your chest. Feel dignity and abundance flowing through every cell of your body. With certainty, say to yourself, "I am wealth." Let these words resonate deeply within you, transforming your energy, presence, and essence. Hold this state for several minutes, allowing yourself to fully embody the truth of these words. Practice this ritual each morning for 21 days, becoming more and more the living embodiment of wealth. With each session, your connection to abundance will grow stronger, deepening your identity as a being of infinite prosperity. As the days go by, you will notice subtle changes in how you carry yourself, how others respond to you, and how naturally opportunities for wealth begin to flow into your life. This is not just pretending, you are awakening to your true abundant nature. Chapter 22. Living as the Wealth Magnet. In a distant valley, where ancient wisdom whispered through the wind, lived a hermit named Elias. The villagers spoke of his special gift. Wherever he walked, trees that were once dormant would suddenly bloom, bearing the sweetest fruit anyone had ever tasted. He didn't plant seeds or tend gardens, yet abundance followed him wherever he went. The mystery of Elias's gift wasn't in what he did, but in what he had become. Through years of inner growth, he transformed himself into a living conductor of nature's abundance. His very presence was enough to activate the potential for growth and prosperity in everything around him. Just like Elias, you too have the ability to become a living magnet for wealth. Just as his presence brought abundance to the trees, your presence can activate the flow of wealth around you. This power doesn't come from what you do, but from who you are. The universe responds to your energetic signature. When you radiate the frequency of abundance, you naturally attract wealth. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every action you take either strengthens or weakens your ability to attract prosperity. Think of the story of the eternal lantern. This simple lamp sat atop a mountain pass, glowing with pure, unwavering light. Travelers from miles away were drawn to its warmth and safety. The lantern never moved, never called out, and never tried to be seen. It simply shone with its true nature, and in doing so, it fulfilled its purpose perfectly. Your role in the flow of abundance is similar. As you develop your inner wealth consciousness, you become like the lantern, naturally drawing opportunities, resources, and prosperity toward you, simply by shining with the pure radiance of your being. You don't need to chase wealth. You only need to become a living magnet for it. To practice this, try the magnetic presence exercise. Find a quiet moment each morning. Close your eyes and imagine a golden light emanating from your heart center. Feel this light expanding outward, creating a glowing field of wealth energy around you. As you go about your day, keep this awareness of your golden aura. Whether you're walking down the street, having a conversation, or conducting business, imagine this field of abundance touching everyone and everything around you. With each breath, silently affirm to yourself, "I am a living magnet for wealth." Feel how this truth strengthens your energy field and your natural abundance. Let this practice flow through your daily activities. Let your wealth consciousness radiate naturally without effort or force. Just like Elias's presence effortlessly awakened abundance in the trees, trust that your energy field is now aligned to attract prosperity. Like a flower naturally draws sunlight, you don't need to struggle or strain. Simply allow your inner light to shine, touching everyone you meet with its transformative power. As you continue this practice, your abundance consciousness will ripple out, creating positive changes in the world around you. Just like ripples expanding across still waters, your energy will spread, attracting more wealth and prosperity into your life. Chapter 23. The Law of Momentum. In the heart of an ancient valley, there lived a farmer named Ibrahim, who understood a truth that many others missed. One spring morning, he planted a single golden seed in the fertile soil of his land. The villagers laughed at him, thinking it foolish to spend an entire day preparing the ground for just one seed. However, over the years, that single seed grew into a magnificent tree, producing the sweetest fruit in the land. Each season, Ibrahim collected the seeds from the tree and planted them with the same care. After a decade, what began as a single seed had grown into an entire orchard, providing abundance not only for Ibrahim, but for the entire village. You too have the power to create exponential growth in your wealth, just like Ibrahim's orchard. Every thought, action, and choice you make about money has the potential to multiply. This is the law of momentum, an ancient universal principle. When you align your actions with this law, wealth grows exponentially rather than in a straight line. Each step you take builds on the last, creating a momentum that, once set in motion, becomes unstoppable. In the snow-capped mountains, a wise woman demonstrated this principle with a simple experiment. She took a small ball of snow and placed it at the peak of the mountain. With just a gentle push, the snowball began to roll. As it moved down the mountain, it gathered more snow, growing larger and larger until it became a powerful force of nature. Your wealth works in the same way. Small, consistent actions, when aligned with universal law, create momentum that turns modest beginnings into great results. Just as the snowball needed no extra force once it started rolling, your wealth only requires that first committed action and patient trust in the process. To start, choose one small action you can take every day without fail. It could be saving a specific amount of money, no matter how small, studying wealth principles for just 10 minutes each day, or simply expressing gratitude for the abundance you already have. Choose this action carefully, making sure it is small enough to be sustainable but meaningful enough to create real change. Write your chosen action in a special book, marking it as the start of your wealth journey. For the next 30 days, perform this action with the same dedication that Ibrahim showed to his single seed. Visualize the momentum building, just like the snowball gathering mass as it rolls down the mountain. Trust that each small action will compound, creating an unstoppable force of abundance in your life. Remember, the mightiest trees grow from the smallest seeds, and the greatest fortunes begin with a single choice repeated with unwavering consistency. Just as a towering oak tree grows from an acorn no larger than your fingertip, your path to abundance begins with one deliberate action, performed faithfully each day. Nature teaches us that magnificent achievements do not require grand gestures, only patience and dedication to the smallest beginnings. Chapter 24. The Power of Decision. At the crossing of two ancient trade routes stood Marcus, a merchant known across the land. Before him lay two paths. One was well-worn and familiar, while the other was new, yet filled with potential. As the sun cast long shadows across the earth, Marcus stood frozen, unable to make a decision. While he hesitated, other merchants passed him by, each choosing their path without delay. By nightfall, Marcus was still standing at the crossroads, his opportunity lost to the setting sun. Each day you face similar crossroads, though you may not always realize it. Every moment offers a choice, whether to think, speak, and act from a place of abundance or from a place of lack. These choices, though they may seem small, shape your financial future. The universe doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your decisions. When you hesitate between options, you create an energetic block that prevents wealth from flowing to you. Just as water cannot flow through a blocked stream, abundance cannot reach someone paralyzed by indecision. In the kingdom of Ara, two men regularly attended horse races. The first man, consumed by fear, made many small bets on every race, believing this would guarantee his success. The second man, on the other hand, carefully studied the races, made one clear decision, and placed his full trust in that choice. Day after day, the first man's scattered choices led to consistent losses, while the second man's focused decisions brought him great wealth. This story reveals an important truth. Wealth flows to those who make one clear, decisive choice, not to those who try to take every possible path. Your ability to make clear decisions aligned with abundance determines your financial future. Every choice you make either opens or closes the channels through which wealth can flow. If you make decisions out of fear, doubt, or scarcity, you block those channels. But when you choose from a place of confidence, clarity, and abundance, you open them wide. To begin, take a journal and write down 5 significant financial decisions from your past. Reflect on each choice, paying attention to the energy behind them. Did you make these decisions out of fear or faith, from scarcity or abundance, from clarity or confusion? Notice the patterns in your decision-making. How did choices made from abundance lead to greater wealth, and how did decisions made from lack limit your success? Next, make a sacred commitment to yourself. From now on, you will make all your decisions from a place of wealth consciousness. Each morning, sit in silence and ask yourself, what wealthy choice will I make today? Trust your inner wisdom to guide you to decisions that align with abundance. Write these choices in your journal, and at the end of the day, reflect on how you honored your commitments. Remember, wealth does not come to those who wait at the crossroads. It flows to those who choose their path with unwavering clarity and walk it with full conviction. Make each decision with confidence and watch how your financial destiny unfolds. Chapter 25. The Circle of Wealth. In a kingdom long forgotten by time, there was a wise ruler named Solomon. Unlike other kings who measured their wealth by what they owned, Solomon discovered an important truth through an unexpected experience. One autumn, when his coffers were full of gold, Solomon felt an inner voice urging him to share his abundance with the people of his kingdom. His advisors warned against such generosity, saying that it could lead the kingdom to poverty. However, Solomon, guided by ancient wisdom, chose to distribute gold coins to every household in his realm. To everyone's surprise, as the people began trading, creating, and using their gifts, the kingdom's wealth grew even more. Within just one season, the kingdom's prosperity multiplied. You must understand that wealth follows the natural law of circulation. Just like breath, it must flow in and out to maintain its vitality. When you understand this principle, you unlock one of the universe's most powerful secrets. Giving is the best way to receive. Consider the story of Sarah, a humble gardener in a small village during a time of scarcity. While others hoarded their precious seeds, Sarah felt compelled to share hers with her neighbors. Many thought she was foolish, but when harvest time came, something miraculous happened. The scattered seeds had cross-pollinated, creating stronger plants. The gratitude of her neighbors manifested in many ways, and Sarah's harvest grew beyond measure, not just in crops, but in unexpected blessings that flowed back to her. The universe operates through this principle of multiplication. Every act of giving creates a vacuum that must be filled. When you give with an open heart, free from expectation but full of positive intention, you set in motion forces that return to you, often multiplied. The key is not just in the act of giving itself, but in the mindset behind it. Giving from fear or obligation creates more lack, while giving from abundance and joy creates more abundance. The key is the intention and feeling behind your giving. To practice this, choose an amount of money that feels comfortable yet meaningful to you. It might be a single coin or a larger amount. The size doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. Hold the money in your hands and infuse it with your highest intentions for abundance. Then give this money to someone who could benefit from it, or place it somewhere it will be found. As you give, silently affirm, "I give freely," knowing the universe returns all gifts multiplied. In your wealth journal, record the date, amount, and circumstances of your giving. Then, stay alert to how this energy comes back to you. It may come in unexpected ways, perhaps an opportunity, a gift, or even a financial blessing. Write these returns in your journal and observe how the law of multiplication works in your life. Remember, the act of giving is not just about sharing wealth. It is a powerful way to invite more wealth into your life. Just like a cycle, when you give, you open up space for more to come back to you, multiplied. Chapter 26. The Wealth Vow. In a distant land where honor and destiny were closely connected, there lived a knight named Marcus. Although he was skilled in battle, he faced defeat time and time again. One moonlit night, he knelt before an ancient stone altar and made a vow that would change his life forever. "I vow my life and sword to victory." From that moment on, an inexplicable power flowed through him, turning him into an unconquerable force. Your path to wealth requires a similar commitment. When you declare your intentions to the universe with a solemn vow, you activate powerful forces beyond what we understand. This act of commitment drives away doubt and hesitation, leaving only certainty in its place. The power of a vow doesn't lie in the words themselves, but in the deep spiritual commitment they represent. By making a formal declaration of your intention to embrace abundance, you align every part of your being with the mindset of wealth. Your subconscious mind hears this declaration and begins to direct your thoughts and actions toward fulfilling that vow. Consider the story of Ibrahim, a sailor who stood at the helm of his ship and declared, "I shall find the treasure that calls to my soul through storms and calm, through doubt and fear." His vow was unbroken, and when others gave up on their quests, Ibrahim's dedication kept him going. In the end, his commitment guided him to shores filled with untold riches. Your vow becomes an anchor in moments of doubt and a guiding light during times of uncertainty. It turns casual wishes into firm goals and weak desires into powerful intentions. To make your own wealth vow, find a moment of quiet when the sun rises. Take a fresh piece of paper and a pen that flows smoothly. You may light a candle if you like, creating a sense of ceremony. At the top of your paper, write, "I, your name, hereby declare my sacred commitment to abundance." Below this, write your personal vow to wealth. Let the words come from your heart, expressing clearly and powerfully your dedication to receiving abundance. Your vow might start with something like, "I solemnly vow to open myself fully to the infinite abundance of the universe." Sign and date your vow. As you do, feel the weight and power of this moment. This is not just writing, it is a binding commitment between you and the universe. Roll your vow into a scroll and tie it with a ribbon. Place it in a special spot where you can see it every day, such as near your bed or in your meditation space. Every morning, touch your scroll and silently renew your vow, feeling its power grow stronger within you. This vow will guide you and keep you focused on your path to wealth, helping you stay aligned with the abundance that is already available to you. Chapter 27. Wealth as a state of being. In the valleys of the Himalayas, where ancient wisdom echoes through time, A student approached the wise Master Rajan with questions about wealth. "Master," the student asked, "how can I have great wealth?" The master smiled, his eyes twinkling with understanding, and replied, "You speak of having when you should speak of being. You do not have wealth, you are wealth." The student's confusion faded as the master explained, "A flower does not try to be beautiful, it simply is beauty itself." This truth lies at the heart of your transformation. Wealth is not something external to acquire, but your natural state of being. When you understand this, everything changes. Your relationship with money shifts from chasing it to simply expressing it, from seeking it to embodying it. Think of how water doesn't try to flow, it just does, because flowing is its nature. Similarly, abundance is not something you chase, it is what you are. Your task is not to become wealthy, but to remember that you already are wealth. In a distant forest, a young lion raised among sheep believed he was one of them. He grazed on grass and bleated softly, unaware of his true nature. One day, as he gazed into a still pool, he saw his reflection. There he recognized the magnificent mane, the powerful form, and the eyes of a king. In that moment, his true identity awakened. He didn't learn to be a lion. He remembered that he had always been one. Like that lion, you have forgotten your true nature. You are not a seeker of wealth. You are wealth expressing itself through human form. Every cell of your being resonates with abundance. Every breath you take is an expression of infinite prosperity. To remember this truth, stand before a mirror each morning for the next 21 days. Look deeply into your own eyes, place your hand over your heart, and speak these words with authority: "I am wealth." Feel this truth vibrating through your entire being. Let your posture reflect this knowing. Shoulders back, head high, breathing deep and steady. As you speak, embody the energy of wealth. Feel abundance flowing through every cell of your body. Let your eyes shine with the certainty of this truth. Your voice should carry the power of absolute knowing. Repeat this affirmation 3 times, each time allowing the feeling to deepen. This is not just a practice of positive thinking. It is a remembering of what has always been true. You are not trying to convince yourself of something new or force yourself to believe in something foreign. You are simply awakening to what has always existed within you, the truth that you are wealth itself, pure abundance expressing through human form. Like a wave rising from the infinite ocean of prosperity, you are becoming conscious of your true nature. Chapter 28. Beyond Money. In the heart of a busy marketplace, there lived a merchant named Hassan, who focused solely on accumulating wealth. Every morning he would count his gold coins, always seeking to increase their number. His quest for wealth consumed him so much that he failed to notice the simple pleasures of life, like the sweet fragrance of jasmine in his garden, or the joyful laughter of his children as they played under the olive trees. However, the universe had a different plan for Hassan. One morning, as he rushed to the market, he stumbled upon an injured bird. Something stirred in him, a forgotten tenderness, and he took the bird home, caring for it until it was well again. In caring for the bird, Hassan discovered a different kind of wealth. His children gathered around, their eyes filled with wonder, and his wife's smile, long unseen, warmed their home once more. Wealth flows in many ways, not just through gold and silver. It manifests as the energy that runs through your body, the love in your heart, and the wisdom in your mind. These treasures, often overlooked, form the true measure of abundance. Think of the story of Elias, a humble shepherd who lost one of his prized sheep. Obsessed with finding it, he searched the hills for days. When he returned home feeling defeated, he discovered that his remaining flock had grown 3 times larger in his absence. Nature had quietly worked its magic, bringing new life and abundance in his absence. Like Elias, you may be focused on one form of wealth, like money, while overlooking the abundance that already exists in your life. The breath you take, the ability to think, create, and love, these are priceless treasures. Your relationships, your skills, your experiences, and your potential all form a rich tapestry of wealth that no amount of gold could ever replace. Now take a moment to write in your journal and create your own wealth inventory. List every form of abundance in your life that doesn't involve money. Start with your physical gifts, your health, your senses, your ability to move and experience the world. Add your relationships, your family, friends, mentors, and those who support you. Include your skills and talents, both those you use every day and those that are still untapped. Reflect on your experiences, your memories, your dreams, and your potential. As you write, feel gratitude for each form of wealth. This exercise will help you see that abundance is not something you need to chase, but a force that already flows through every part of your life. Through this practice, you will realize that you are not merely searching for wealth. You are already surrounded by it. Like a fish swimming in the ocean, you may not realize how abundant your life already is. All you need to do is recognize it. Chapter 29. Infinite Wealth. In a distant land, there was a man named Karim who believed without any doubt that only one well existed in the vast desert. Every day he made the long, tiring journey to this well, carefully rationing his water and always fearing that it might run dry. Other travelers spoke of abundant springs and hidden oases, but Karim dismissed these stories as mere fantasy. One day, while digging near his precious well, Karim's shovel struck something unexpected. Water began to seep through the earth, first as tiny droplets, then as a steady stream. As he continued to dig, he uncovered an underground river, flowing with such power and vitality that it transformed the barren desert into a lush oasis. Like Karim, you might believe that wealth is limited, that there is only so much to go around. But this belief, like his conviction about the single well, is an illusion. The universe operates on the principle of infinite abundance, just as rivers flow endlessly, constantly replenished by an eternal cycle. Wealth, like these rivers, is unlimited. In the marketplace of Damascus, there was a remarkable tree that defied the seasons. While other trees bore fruit only once a year, this tree flowered and bore fruit in every season. A traveler named Malik discovered the tree and learned its secret. The tree drew its nourishment from an endless network of underground streams, tapping into an infinite source. The wealth you seek is like this tree. There is no limit to what you can receive. There are no boundaries to what you can manifest when you release the belief in scarcity. You can tap into the infinite flow of universal abundance. To practice this, find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize a mighty river flowing before you. Its waters are crystal clear and endless, representing the infinite supply of wealth available to you. Notice how the river flows without beginning or end, constantly renewed by an eternal source. Step into this river of abundance. Feel its cool waters flowing around and through you. With each breath, absorb the knowing that this flow is eternal, unlimited, and always available to you. Stay with this vision for several minutes, allowing yourself to fully embrace the feeling of infinite supply. Make this visualization a daily practice, preferably in the first moments after waking, when your mind is most open to spiritual truths. Let the sensation of unlimited abundance fill your entire being, flowing through every cell of your body, like the crystal waters of the river. Remember, just as the river never questions whether there will be more water and never doubts its eternal source, You too need never question whether there will be more abundance. The infinite supply that sustains the river of prosperity flows through you and around you, always supporting you in its endless dance of giving and receiving. Chapter 30. The Legacy of Wealth. In the ancient city of Ur, there lived a master builder named Ibrahim, who understood a truth that few others grasped. While other builders constructed buildings meant to last only a few decades, Ibrahim's vision reached far beyond his lifetime. Every stone he laid was accompanied by prayers for permanence. He didn't just build for the present, he built a foundation strong enough to last through the ages, embedding spiritual strength into his work. Just like Ibrahim, you have the power to create wealth that lasts beyond your own life. The true measure of wealth is not how much you have in your lifetime, but how your wealth impacts future generations. The wealth you build today can continue to grow and multiply over time, much like a mighty tree whose roots deepen with every passing year. Your actions today plant seeds that will become a lasting legacy of prosperity for those who come after you. In a valley blessed by eternal springs, there lived a woman named Amira, who understood this principle deeply. While others planted just enough to meet their immediate needs, Amira envisioned an orchard that would feed generations. She planted saplings, each one carrying her dreams of future abundance. Even as Amira grew old, her orchard flourished, and her children's children gathered under the trees she had planted. Their branches were heavy with fruit, and their roots were deep in the soil she had prepared for them. You are standing at a similar crossroads. The wealth you build today can either serve only your immediate desires or can create something that lasts far beyond your own time, helping those who will carry your legacy forward. Every decision you make, every investment you pursue, has the potential to echo through generations. True legacy wealth is more than just money. It includes the wisdom you pass on, the values you instill, and the opportunities you create for others. Like Ibrahim's temple and Amira's orchard, your legacy will stand as a testament to the power of thinking beyond yourself. To begin creating your own legacy of wealth, find a quiet moment as the sun sets, symbolizing the passing of time. Take a blank piece of paper and write at the top, "My legacy of abundance." Close your eyes and imagine your descendants 7 generations from now. What gifts of prosperity will they inherit from the seeds you plant today? Write your legacy wealth plan, describing in detail how you will create lasting abundance. Include not just financial investments, but the wisdom, skills, and values you will pass down. Consider how your actions today will ripple through time and touch lives yet unborn. Sign and date this document, then keep it in a place where you can review it daily. Let it remind you that you are building not just for today, but for all the tomorrows to come. Like Ibrahim's temple and Amira's orchard, your legacy of abundance will stand as proof of the power of thinking generationally, creating waves of prosperity that flow endlessly through time. Conclusion. Long ago, a wanderer named Karim traveled across deserts and mountains, searching for the legendary Fountain of Fortune. For 40 years he sought wisdom from sages and studied sacred texts, convinced that wealth was something to find out there, beyond the horizon. One evening, as he rested beside a crystal-clear pool, Karim caught sight of his reflection in the water. In that moment, a profound truth washed over him. The wealth he had spent his life pursuing had always been within him. His decades of searching had merely been a journey back to himself. You have walked a similar path, uncovering truths that have transformed your understanding of wealth. Like Karim, you may have once believed that abundance was something external to find. Now you realize that you are the source of all wealth, a living, breathing money magnet. The knowledge you now possess was once hidden from many, preserved by those who understood its power. Through these teachings, you've learned that wealth is not a destination, but a frequency, not a pursuit, but a presence. It is not something to chase, but something to embody. Through these teachings, you have awakened to your true nature. You now understand that abundance flows not to you, but through you. Every principle, every practice, every parable has activated the dormant wealth consciousness that existed within you from the beginning. As you close these pages, know that you are transformed. The ancient wisdom you have absorbed has changed your energetic signature. Wealth now recognizes you as its natural channel, flowing to you effortlessly. With this knowledge comes responsibility. Just as these teachings found their way to you, they seek to reach others through you. Your transformed presence will naturally inspire those around you to question their own relationship with wealth. Share these truths with those ready to listen, for wisdom multiplies when shared. Remember, wealth flows to you not because you have learned something new, but because you have remembered something eternal. You are and have always been wealth itself. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I have handpicked this next book that will change your life.